one question. A player came up to me a few months ago who will remain nameless. And he said to me, Adam, you know, I'm really sick and tired of what they've done with the quarterback market. He said there's so many different positions on the field. We know we're in the hard cap league. It's a damn shame that you got these players out here getting 50, 55 million to play the quarterback position because it gets in the way of the kind of earning potential that we can get. Now, if you talk about Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, somebody, Lamar Jackson, somebody like that, that's different. But by and large, most of the league isn't made up of quarterbacks like that, and it hurts us. What do you feel about that? Are they right when they say that and they feel that way, Adam Schefter?
I would not be in that camp.
Okay.
And I would say that quarterback is the most important position in football. And yes, there are other valuable positions. Left tackle is incredibly important. Wide receiver is incredibly important. Pass rusher is incredibly important. Cornerback, incredibly important. There are a lot of people that deserve to be paid. But the quarterbacks are the most important guys. And Stephen A., you know this very well. The top people get paid.
Yeah.
The best people in their field get paid top dollar, right?
That's right. You know I don't agree with that. You know I don't disagree with that. Not one second.
I know that. Well, Stephen A., you're a quarterback, okay?
Right.
I'm not begrudging you
right.
any money. You should make everything that you could make because quarterbacks, and you are a quarterback in its own way, should make everything that they can. So just because you make more, if that means it's less than that's what you deserve. That's what you've earned. And I remember when I first started covering the Denver Broncos in the early 1990s, they had signed this offensive lineman, a journeyman offensive lineman. I called this agent, Jack Mills, a long time. I'm like, is this guy worth that? And he said, Adam, let me tell you something. If somebody's willing to pay you that, then you're worth it. And so these are the prices that quarterbacks are now being paid. I'm not going to say that they should be taking less. In fact, I would argue that quarterbacks are even more valuable, that they're worth more than they've been paid so far, because a team that doesn't have one isn't going to go very far. If Dak Prescott, a quarterback, reaches the free agent market and every team is allowed to sign him and the Dallas Cowboys can't place a tag on him, how high is the price on Dak Prescott going to be? So that player that said that to you, are you going to say, well, Dak doesn't deserve it? No, Dak has played himself into a position where he is poised to become a free agent. He is poised to hit it just right, and he's going to make the most money, more money than any NFL player ever has. And that's not wrong. That's the system. That's the way it has been set up. That's the way he's capitalized on it. That's the way it goes. Somebody's willing to pay you something, that's the way it is.
Very last question to you, and you and I can collab on this because you might go viral for this, Adam Schefter, because the world is going to want to know your opinion about this. You've got the quarterback as the top position in the National Football League. Give me 2, 3, 4, and 5, the positions that are most important in your eyes. Covering football as exceptionally well as you do. Quarterback's number 1. Who's 2, 3, 4, and 5 in terms of position?
Well, I would say the next two most important positions would be pass rusher and wide receiver. You could make an argument for either one in today's passing age, particularly with the way these salaries have gone. You know, Justin Jefferson at 35, CeeDee Lamb at 34. You got Nick Bosa at 34, I believe, too.
Right.
So that tells you right there that pass rushers are also extremely valuable.
But is wide receiver 2 and pass rusher 3, or is pass rusher 2 and wide receiver 3?
I think there are more wide receivers being paid at higher levels. And so listening to the way front offices have acted, I'm going to go wide receiver 2. I'm going to go pass rusher 3. I'm going to go left tackle 4. And I'm going to go cornerback 5.
Wow. The great Adam Schefter. Man, I can't wait to talk to you one of these days when Patrick Mahomes is due for another contract. Because Lord have mercy with the numbers these guys are getting now. Could you imagine what Patrick Mahomes is going to get? That's unbelievable. Adam Schefter.
You tell that player that whatever Patrick Mahomes gets, Stephen A., he's worth every penny.
Every penny and then some. The great Adam Schefter. So are you, my brother. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Really appreciate it, man. Take care of yourself.
Anytime, Stephen A. Thank you for having me.
All right. The one and only Adam Schefter right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show over the digital airways of YouTube. You know something? He's absolutely right. Nobody can debate that CeeDee Lamb deserved this paper. Let's get that out the way right now. He deserved this paper. He's one of the elite wide receivers in the game of football. Had about 135 receptions last year, over 1,700 yards receiving. The one person who should be getting paid more than him is the one person getting paid more than him in Justin Jefferson. That's it. There isn't a single other wide receiver in the National Football League that deserves more money than CeeDee Lamb. I'd say Tyreek Hill is right there. I got him as a top 3 receiver. Jamar Chase, I'm hoping you get your bag. You deserve that, bro. 33, 34 million a year. That sounds about right, especially with how valuable Joe Burrow is to the Cincinnati Bengals. But while you're getting your money, Jamar Chase, because there's no question that you should get your damn money, let's be clear about one thing. Thank Joe Burrow every day you can. Not just because he's throwing a football to you. Not just because he's great in his own right. Thank him because there's no way Mike Brown would consider giving you that money with his cheap self if Joe Burrow wasn't there. See, you got to take care of Joe Burrow. So because you got to take care of Joe Burrow, inevitably you got to take care of Jamar Chase because that's taking care of Joe Burrow. See how that works? You've got to cultivate relationships with your receivers, your quarterback, your receivers. Got to be in tandem with one another. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at a Jamar Chase. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at A.J. Brown getting $32 million for the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, Jamar Chase is right there in that class. So we'll see what's going to happen with him. You're Hassan Reddick. That's why I asked about you. Bro, here's the deal, man. You got to go in the building. You got to walk around. You got to be present. You may want to refrain from getting on that field because a simple twist, a simple cut or whatever could tear your ACL, could tear your Achilles. You don't need to jeopardize yourself right there, but you need to be on the premises. You need to be in the locker room. You need to walk around those offices to let them say, hey, he's here. Let's talk business and find a way to work this out because you don't need to be losing that money. Because remember, they have to pay the fines. You don't necessarily get to get that back unless you negotiate your new deal and they up the ante to pay off the fine for you. But you're going to get that money taken away from you. So you don't want to lose that. This is the National Football League. Go get your paper, bro. Go get your paper. Outside of that, it's a damn shame that I gotta agree with Adam Schefter, but I do. I hate the thought that Dak Prescott is going to get all that bag. It's not that I don't want him to get his money. I just wish we're acknowledging it's for the regular season because you ain't done a damn thing in the postseason. 2 victories in 8 years. But you heard Adam Schefter. He broke it down. Rightfully so. He's the quarterback. This is a quarterback league. He's in a position to get paid. He was runner-up league MVP last year behind Lamar Jackson. He shows up from September through December. January is something he's allergic to, but he shows up September through December. And if that's the criteria, deciding whether or not you get paid, then Dak Prescott gets paid. What can I say?